Kia ora and welcome, coming at you on a Sunday morning after a losing Saturday for the Aotearoa New Zealand Warriors. The NRL team had a loss to the Raiders, 16-20 in Hamilton, and the New South Wales Cup team lost to the Penrith Panthers, 18-20. The Jersey Flegg Cuppers lost to the Penrith Panthers 22-60. They got the 6-0 put on them. We'll get into those men's games in a jiffy. Tough fixtures over in Penrith, so that's you win some, you lose some, onwards and upwards. But there is a theme and a trend across the Warriors right now where we have a lot of young players stepping up. So the NRL team, they had a bench of Sam Healy, Iri Iramia Toiava, Dimitri Vaimonga, Tanner Stowers-Smith. I think Sam Healy's the oldest dude there, 23 years old. And then that flows through New South Wales Cup, obviously, as well. What do I have here? 10 players of the team who played the Penrith Panthers were 22 years old or younger. 8 of them were Jersey Flegg eligible. And the Jersey Flegg team, I've got 8 players in that team who are still eligible for under-19 SG ball. There's a little snapshot of how the injuries and availabilities, they flow through the pipeline. The women's side of things, there's only one team. There's not much of a pipeline there to flow through. And it is interesting, like a lot of these fringe Warriors women, I don't think they're playing any other footy. Like the Warriors don't have a reserve grade women's team at the moment, let alone any junior teams. So when players are stepping up to NRLW, they're doing so just coming in, having a crack. And if you're a Warriors fan, if you're looking for a team to rally behind, like you're hardcore Warriors fan, you should celebrate and get behind this women's team, because what they did against the Raiders was crazy. They had a few mishaps. Indeed. Matakino Gray and Taisha Ikanasio both got red cards. They could be red cards, they could be sin bins, whatever, I don't mind. But they happened. And this Warriors women's team was already playing without Api Nichols, Patricia Maliepo, and Emily Curtin. Those are your 3 starting spine players, or 3 of your starting spine players: your fullback and your leader, your captain, one of the best players in the team, Patricia Maliepo, in the halves, again, one of your best players in the team in her first season of rugby league. And Emily Curtin has been pretty solid as a rugby league halfback in a team full of rugby union skills. And of course, Michaela Brake hasn't played for a while, but that's all good because they were winning without Michaela Brake. And then just before this game, they lose 3 senior players, or 3 of their best players, coming into the game. So the team was already pretty young. I've got 13 players here who are 26 years or younger, because Fatu Moala, Turoa Quedley, Tauhala Leku, they're all 25, 26. And then you got the youngsters like Emanita Paki, still only 21, Taki Moana, Kaya Atai, Capri Paikau, Lavinia Kitai, Mariri Pukatapo, Matakino Gray, Lauatiti, Carmont, and Eli. They're all youngsters, early 20s. So this was going to be a fascinating game for starters, because the Raiders haven't won a game, and there is a situation where the Raiders this season in NRLW, their only win might come against 11 players. So that's good for them. Shout out to them. The Raiders have a lot of wahine from Aotearoa. Let's just check in with that quickly, because we do celebrate them. Mackenzie Wiki, Leon Tofunga, Shael Robbins, Reti, and Tatiana Finau, Kirihira Tina Matua, and Amelia Pasakala. They're all from Aotearoa, and it's been a tough season for the Raiders. As I said, this was their only win of the season so far, and it came against 11 players. So the Warriors were already beat up. They were already leaning on a lot of young players. for this game. You got the Raiders, who don't have a lot of confidence as far as winning footy goes. Then you have 2 red cards in the space of 5 minutes. After those 2 red cards, the Warriors won the second half 12-4. Like, that is ridiculous stuff from the Warriors women. They were 4 points behind at the end of the game. They had a few chances to win the game, but they were battling. Obviously, 11 players on the field, a lot of fatigue, and somehow they just kept showing up. They kept fighting. And we've seen this thread across the men's team, across the whole organization. There's like a certain level of grit and grind and mana and pride in just showing up regardless of what's happening that I don't think we've seen too much at Mount Smart with the Warriors. So to have a women's team that won the second half against the Raiders 12-4 while playing with 11 players, all of whom, or most of whom, are youngsters, they're already battling adversity. This is a crazy performance, and it shows the mana of the Warriors women's team. And so go back to the original point that I waffled past. If you're a Warriors fan, if you're a fan of women's sport, whatever kind of New Zealand sports fan you are, there is something in this Warriors women's team that is like, it's already captured me. I think it might have captured a lot of fans with their performance yesterday. This team just goes hard. They might not be the most skillful. They might not have the perfect executions of rugby league thingy-majigs right now. But they have mana, effort, intensity, attitude, all that stuff that we have wanted the Warriors to have for years. It's all there in this women's team. And you can look at these results over the weekend and think that this was a bad weekend for the Warriors. I'll get into the other stuff in a jiffy, but just for the women, you look at this result, 16-20 against the worst team in the NRLW. What are the Warriors doing? They must suck. Well, when you get into the nitty-gritty, you see the players they were missing and how they performed with 11 players on the field. I think this is a pretty positive result. Like, it could have been better. They could have won with 11 players on the field, but the fact that they were in the contest, they kept showing up. They got better as the game went on. They got better with 11 players on the field. It's ridiculous. So very impressive. I think this is a good moment to get behind the women's team, jump on the bandwagon, rally behind them, because they're doing something special. And they had that performance with 11 players on the field, relying a lot on young players. And let's check who played 70 minutes, who played the full game with 11 players on the field. Emily Tapaki, Taki Moana, Tudor Quedley, Pukitapo, Atai, Lyshawn Albert-Jones, and Shakira Baker. 70 minutes with 11 players on the field. Two leaders that we need to highlight, Harata Butler and Lyshawn Albert-Jones. Harata Butler played 38 minutes. She's awesome. She's got that kind of Fisher-Harris levels of mana where it's leading with your actions, just being a staunch, stalwart, hearty Warriors leader. And then Lyshawn Albert-Jones, she's playing middle forward. She plays a bit of edge forward. She hasn't done too much of that at the Warriors, though. She's playing in the halves. She's a middle forward playing in the halves. And she's got the more skillful steering the team around type of stuff, whereas Harata Butler's just rolling through the middle. She never stops rolling through the middle, and you've got a bunch of youngsters in this team who are following their lead. One of my favourite players this season has been Kaya Atai. Didn't know much about her before the season, but she added another 70-minute performance to her season. 7 70-minute performances so far this season. She has been playing edge forward all season. I think she was initially named at centre. Named at centre for this game with the late changes. And then she basically, players like Ignazio again, one of the best players for the Warriors this season, she was sent off. So then your center's kind of playing wing, just playing edge. There's no center, there's no wing. It's just you're out there. Just go out there, get the ball, make your tackles, try hard. And Kaya Atai has done that very well. She is 23 years old, straight out of local Auckland footy. She did play in Queensland there, and she has really impressed me this season. Makes a lot of tackles, gets through a running, really good hole runner on the edge off the short balls, especially from Maliepo when she was playing. So I really like Kaya Atai and what she's doing. Just all class, all quality, and one of the best players for the Warriors week in, week out consistently. So this was a loss for the Warriors, but it was a loss in which a team that is building their connection to the community, the rugby league community, the local community in the Waikato, and of course the connection to Warriors fandom, and they just put in a monster shift with 11 players on the field and almost got the win. So this was crazy. This was impressive. It was the type of win that I think should build a lot of confidence within the group, but also gather some support and some fans, just Kiwi sports fans. And shout out to Peyton Takimoana. She scored a hat-trick. And she's scoring a lot of tries this season. In her first season, she's 21 years old. She's out of Bay of Plenty. I think she was playing Bay of Plenty Rugby Union before the Warriors, and she is now one of the best try scorers in the NRLW. So she's doing a fantastic job on the wing. The New South Wales Cup Warriors narrow loss against the Panthers, and again, that's pretty impressive considering how many players in their early 20s, under 21s, under 22s they have in their team, including that halves combination. Caleb Lehman, Jet Cleary, both 22 years or younger. Makai Tafu is a Jersey Flegg hooker. He's starting hooker, doing a massive job. And all of the bench are under 22s. Patrick Moimoi, Jason Salaliro, Ituati Fukafuka still playing Jersey Flegg or Jersey Flegg eligible. Crosby is 22 years old. And the main thing I want to point out here is that Patrick Moimoi and Ituati Fukafuka, they've returned to New South Wales Cup footy. Moimoi, this was his first game of New South Wales Cup since 2023. So he missed all of last season. And Fukafuka, this was his second game of 2025. He didn't play last year either. Fukafuka, he was a rugby union halfback at St. Peter's College in Auckland. Then he joined the Warriors, where he started out as a hooker in the Warriors system. That's why I think he played a bit of New South Wales Cup, because he was playing hooker. Then he transitioned to more of a small forward. And I think if I'm reading how the teams are selected, this is all I'm doing, just checking the team list, following it closely. Not here to analyze the footy, but the Fukafuka, based on selections, that transition to small forward needed some time, needed repetitions, and I think he's been getting those reps in Jersey Flegg. So you could look at it, he's gone backwards, but he's just been grinding, learning a new role. Like, you're going from a rugby union halfback to a small forward, trying to play New South Wales Cup. That's a fair challenge to adjust to that skill set. And he's adding to that small forward rotation. Like, you've got him, you got Kailani Going's a bit of a small forward at the senior end of things. And then you've got guys like Makai Tafu, Jacob Auloa are both hookers who could play small forward. Like, they are both ruthlessly physical. And also Pius Sikavea is one of the under-19s playing under-21 footy at the moment. So Fukafuka's adjusting to that role, and also Patrick Moimoi, he's adjusting as well, because his 2023 stuff was mainly at centre. Then he returned to Jersey Flegg as a centre this year, quickly transitioned to an edge forward. Then he's on the bench for the New South Wales Cup team, which also suggests that he's there to cover a few positions, because you got three middle forwards on that bench: Fukafuka, Crosby, Salalilo. And there's a clip, like if you just search Patrick Moimoi nichecache on YouTube, you'll find him smashing a prop off a kickoff. Like he just comes out, Steve Matai style, just comes out of nowhere and puts a shot on one of, I think it was a Tigers prop maybe a few weeks ago, a month ago. And Moimoi does that. Like Moimoi is ruthlessly physical as well. And he has been adjusting position. So I think he had a bit injury layoff for a while, and then now he is adjusting to playing a bit more in the forward pack. And that is very interesting because he has the style to be a pretty funky forward option. Like he's got the mobility, agility to play center, but he's got the physicality to be a forward. And he loves to smash people. There's a lot of dudes in this Warriors system who love to smash people. I mentioned Tafua, I mentioned Aoloa, we got Moimoi. Going loves to smash people. If you're running at these dudes, you're going to get hit. And it's a good sign for the Warriors system producing those players. And both of them were on the bench for that New South Wales Cup game against the Panthers. One last thing is aside from Gordon Afoa, that dude, if you don't know Gordon Afoa, better learn about him because I think he's still at school, but he's playing Jersey Flegg. I think he's at St. Paul's College, and he was a SG ball forward earlier this season. Now he's on the bench most weeks in under 21, so he's a forward to watch out for on the rise. Jacob Aoloa has returned to Jersey Flegg, so that's good to see. Hookers in the system, Makai Tafua playing New South Wales Cup with Sam Healy playing NRL. And then Jersey Flegg, you've got Aoloa and Jericho Felipe Talasau, who did a great job when Aoloa was injured. We've had Motu Pasikala return to footy as well, so he's been playing centre, and there's a notable thing here with Kalis Paul Putoko playing in the halves. So he has played fullback, centre, and in the halves for Jersey Flegg this year. And obviously, Jet Cleary's moved up to New South Wales Cup. So the Warriors do need a half. The way I read it is they had Maui Winitana Patalaseo with Jack Thompson. Winitana Patalaseo has moved to the bench because he's got a bit more versatility. And Putoko has gone in the halves, and they can do that because they have Joseph Ratcliffe at fullback, and he is a under-19 SG ball fullback, now playing under-21s. And you've got a lot of outside backs in the system, Brandon Norris, Pasikala. Don't know much about Harry Tawafiafi Aiotoi. He is getting a lot of game time on the wing. We got Rafael Seo played against the Panthers as well. Remember that the Warriors had Compton Purcell. He was playing under-19 SG ball earlier this year. He did play a few games of under-21s. He moved to the Panthers mid-season. So the Panthers have recruited Siali Faiamani. He went to the Panthers last summer, I think. And they also recruited Compton Purcell. That shows how much outside back depth is in the Warriors system, because Compton Purcell was awesome and he couldn't get much game time for the under-21s team. And now he's in the under-21s mix for the Panthers, and the Warriors still have Seo, Brandon Norris, Pasikala, Putoko, and Harry Tawafiafi Aiotoi in their outside back department. You still got guys like Kahu Kappa who's in the mix. A lot of outside back depth there, which has allowed Kalis Paul Putoko to move into the halves, and he made his New South Wales Cup debut at centre. So I still think that's his best position, but he is showing his class and versatility, doing a job in a variety of positions for the Warriors. And if there's one last observation we know about the Warriors system right now, it is that multi-positional versatility, utility value that we have seen, as I talked in yesterday's video with Eri Iramia Toiava. So that's something to watch out for in the Warriors system. Tough Saturday, 3 losses, but this is the type of game day, the type of cluster of games where we're learning a lot about the Warriors system and the culture they are building across all their teams, not just the NRL team. So big up to you. Church.